And I'm gonna let you.
Cool, yeah.
So we're talking about the same benefits and the same rights, right? Who's gonna be the judges in the world in the millennial kingdom or the eternal kingdom of Christ?
He converted her, so she gonna judge in the last days.
And I'm gonna let you.
Cool, yeah.
So we're talking about the same benefits and the same rights, right? Who's gonna be the judges in the world in the millennial kingdom or the eternal kingdom of Christ?
He converted her, so she gonna judge in the last days, cause she was converted. She's a Gentile. The Gentiles that take the covenant are gonna judge the wicked in the end. He converted her, so she gonna judge in the last days, cause she was converted. She's a Gentile. The Gentiles that take the covenant are gonna judge the wicked in the end. Because just to let you know, our forefathers taught everybody. These people who keep erring, thinking that they know something, and they're allowing these men to develop their hatred for other people. They don't know. All this stuff is in here. And those men they're listening to can't reconcile the fact that the Bible's saying our forefathers was teaching everybody. So who you gonna believe? We're gonna go to 1 Kings chapter 10 to show you he was teaching the Queen of Sheba. She Ethiopian. She's not an Israelite. Why he teaching her? If they can't get the kingdom, why the Most High got Solomon teaching her? Why he wasting his time? Because he's not wasting his time. He's doing what the Most High told him to do. He said, teach everybody. 1 Kings chapter 10, verse 1. And when the Queen of Sheba heard of the fame of Solomon concerning the name of the Lord, she came to prove him with hard questions. What's the name of the Lord? Revelation 19:13. And he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood, and his name is called the Word of God. She heard about that word. That's right. Solomon was teaching everybody. His fame was going country to country. Everybody was converting because he knew how to teach. He knew how to explain it. He didn't have to use the sword. Y'all see that? We ain't using no carnal sword. We coming at y'all spiritually. We using the word. Spiritually. Y'all see that? Carnal ain't gonna win the day. So she heard the word. John chapter 1 and verse 1. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Drop down to 14. And the Word was made flesh and dwelt among us, and we beheld his glory, the glory as the only begotten of the Father, full of grace and truth. They talk about Christ. The Word. She heard the Word. Y'all got it? The Word of God. Alright? So, verse 2. 1 Kings 10, verse 2. And she came to Jerusalem with a great train with camels. Now she had flocks who were following her doctrine. Y'all get that? She was the queen. So they had to do what she said. Her beliefs, they had to have. They supported her beliefs. That bear spices. Camels that bear spices. So they understood her doctrine. And very much gold. These were smart, precious men of understanding. And precious stone. And when she was come to Solomon, she communed with him of all that was in her heart. So she laid it bare. She wanted to know, what is this that you telling everybody? What is this doctrine? I have a lot of questions. We're going to go to Genesis 47, verse 16. So you again understand, it's talking about those camels. And Joseph said, give your cattle, and I will give your cattle, and I will give you for your cattle if money fail. And they brought their cattle unto Joseph, and Joseph gave them bread, understanding, in exchange for horses, and for the flocks, and for the cattle of the herds, and for the asses. And he fed them with bread for all their cattle for that year. So the camels are cattle. Okay? Exodus 9:3. Behold, the hand of the Lord is upon thy cattle, which is in the field, upon the horses, upon the asses, upon the camels, upon the oxen, and upon the sheep. There shall be a very grievous murrain. So, cattle, flocks, camels are flocks. Okay? So that's her people, her followers. Y'all got that? Isaiah 13:12. Man more precious than fine gold, even a man than a wedge of Ophir. So it's talking about when she's talking about all that gold that she had men with her. All right, she had people with her. All right, a man only in the Bible it means a human. All right, she had a lot of people with her. Joel 3, verse 4. Yea, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, and all the coasts of Palestine? Will ye render me recompense? If you recompense me, swiftly and speedily will I return your recompense upon your own head, because ye have taken my silver and my gold, and have carried into your temples my goodly, pleasant things. It's talking about them converting the Most High's people to their temples, to their God. The children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have you sold unto the Grecians, that ye might remove them from their border. Border is a land. Okay? He's talking about they following the doctrines of the Grecians instead of following his doctrine. Remove them from their border. Their border is the doctrine that he gave. I know y'all ain't heard that before, but that's what it means. Okay, Exodus 28, about these precious men, precious stones. Exodus 28:17. And thou shalt set it in its settings of stone, even 4 rows of stones. The first row shall be as sardius, a topaz, and a carbuncle. This shall be the first row. Second row shall be an emerald, a sapphire, and a diamond. Third row, a ligure, an agate, and an amethyst. Fourth row, a beryl, an onyx, and a jasper. They shall be set in gold, and their enclosings. And the stones shall be with the names of the children of Israel, 12 according to their names, like the engravings of a signet. Every one with his name shall they be according to the 12 tribes. Those precious stones are men. Y'all see that? We're going to read the rest of it here kind of quickly. Verse 3, and Solomon told her all her questions. There was not anything hid from the king, which he told her not. So all the questions that she had, he was able to explain it to her, the doctrine that the Most High was converting everybody with. And when the queen of Sheba had seen all Solomon's wisdom and the house that he had built, and the meat of his table, understanding, and the sitting of his servants, and the attendance of his ministers, and their apparel is doctrine, cupbearers, bearing liquids, doctrine, and his ascent by which he went up unto the house of the Lord, there was no more spirit in her. She was overwhelmed by all of the things that the most that Solomon told her about the doctrine. That's just like a lot of people, once they start finding out what this stuff really means, they're overwhelmed. They're like, oh my God, I didn't know it was that deep. Yeah, he was able to explain it. And she said to the king, it was a true report that I heard in my own land of thy acts and of thy wisdom. Howbeit I believe not the words, just like Doubting Thomas, until I came and mine eyes had seen it. But you ain't gonna get the opportunity to see it. You got to take the word. Ain't gonna be no sign. And behold, the half was not told to me. Thy wisdom and prosperity exceeded the fame which I heard. Because he explained to her what the kingdom gonna be like. Happy are thy men, happy are thy servants, which stand continually before thee, and that hear thy wisdom. Blessed be the Lord thy God, which delighteth in thee to set thee on the throne of Israel, because the Lord loved Israel forever. Therefore made he thee king to do judgment and justice. And she gave the king 120 talents of gold. Gold, oh man. She left the man with him. Y'all see that? And of spices, very great store, and precious stones. She leaving stuff with him. She leaving men to get trained. There came no more such abundance of spices as these which the queen of Sheba gave to Solomon. And the navy also of Hiram that brought gold from Ophir, brought it from Ophir great plenty, and almug trees and precious stones. So it's talking about the navy, them ships. Who's the ships? I told you the ships is a man with a doctrine. They was converting everybody from everywhere. Y'all see that? That's what Solomon, that's the tabernacle of David. They was converting people from faraway lands. I know y'all see that. That's what's going to happen. That's what we have to do. We have to raise up the tabernacle of David. We're just getting started. Get ready. Learn this doctrine. It's important.